Alright, welcome to another one of my videos. I would have gotten this video out much faster than I would intended if I didn't have microphone problems, because I wanted to pull out all the stops and make this as high quality as I could. But I'm having issues getting the mic to work properly. But getting into it, this is a video about another video made by a popular TF2 YouTuber, WAMO, who was slandering another TF2 YouTuber, Zesty Jesus. And I will be covering why that is using a forum post I made in the Steam community forums as a basic script. Now I've made a post here, and this is the post itself. Now I've made a post here before about my suspicions on WAMO and how I feel it gives off bad vibes and overall seems to, in my opinion, have something more to do with the bots than he's letting on. Now WAMO did respond to my post in an admittedly polite manner, but the fact that he responded at all to a nobody with no more than 3 YouTube subscribers feels like damage, or seems like damage control to me. And then I go on to say, I'll give a quick rundown on why I'm making this post to those who aren't WAMO. WAMO made a video targeting Zesty Jesus as a toxic person in the community and how he was giving out misinformation. And then I go on to say, in the beginning of your video, and this is to WAMO in specific, I'm talking to WAMO in specific in this part. I don't think WAMO will actually see this video, but my post goes on to say, in the beginning of your video, you mentioned how Zesty gave misinformation while showing his thumbnail for his Face It videos. At no point did Zesty give false information in his 2 Face It videos, or any of his videos to my knowledge. Not only this, but you didn't actually provide any evidence to your claim of misinformation being spread. You can't make claims like this without evidence. Then I go on to say, first off, you provided audio of when Zesty was being destroyed in-game by one of your friends, which was a very good scout main, JPEG, called JPEG. You claim that he was, and I quote, he began having huge tantrums whenever he died, complaining and screaming like a child, end quote. The audio provided shows in Zesty's tone of voice that he is a little heated, but ultimately making a joke out of it. If he was truly angry, one would assume that Zesty would have been full-fledged screaming. Overall, the quote-unquote evidence you provided is lackluster in actually smearing Zesty's name. Keep in mind that Zesty does have a history of being targeted and stream sniped, which was an issue he said himself made him not enjoy playing the game. And then I go on to say, second, you claim that Zesty has made offensive comments to certain minority groups when most of the comments you provided in your video were clearly in a joking manner. Were his jokes in poor taste? Sure, but ultimately by the language Zesty used was not in any form a direct attack to minority groups. You also claim to use racial-based slurs when he clearly typed the word with an A and not an R. This is the N-word I'm talking about in specific. And I posted this on the Steam forums, and they're very strict on what you can and cannot say, of course. So I had to go in this in a loosey-goosey manner. Now, I understand you come from a different culture, and you might not understand that the way you spell it gives it an entirely different meaning. Hard R being an actual racial slur, and A being something akin to dude or bro. You also mentioned his comments on overweight women. Nothing Zesty said was incorrect, but he did provide it in a politically incorrect manner that made his point come across as an attack on these women. I've studied psychology in my younger years, but I can't give a full explanation here onto why what he said was correct. And of course, this is in the Steam forum, so I can't give a full explanation, but a short, brief explanation onto why what Zesty said on overweight women was correct is most overweight people, especially women, have had some type of childhood trauma, typically molestation, abuse, or rape, things akin to that. And this causes psychological harm to the child, of course, and it causes them, if they don't have a proper coping mechanism and they don't have a proper support structure, this causes them to cope with this trauma and stress that they have by overeating. And this overeating causes them to, of course, go in a deep spiral where I'm unhappy that I eat, and I eat because I'm unhappy. It's a popular quote from Fat Bastard from Austin Powers. It's a very good quote. And it's a very good way to get into the psychology of an overweight person. Ultimately, overweight people do have a tendency to take out their emotions due to their lack of coping onto others. This is why Zesty mentioned that they often strike out at others. But ultimately, what Zesty said was not incorrect. But moving on, third, you mentioned how Zesty said that anyone commenting about him is doing it for views, when you have been using clickbait meaningless drama to boost your view count. I can't help but feel that your actions are very clearly hypocritical to your past statements, as you claim to want to avoid drama and clickbait. Big Joey even pointed this out to you. Am I still recording? Yeah. Alright, this is professional. To end it off, I can't help but feel all this is not only to boost your popularity, but to push a political agenda. TF2 has always had a community that encourages free speech and self-moderations, and there's been TF2 YouTubers who have used subversive tactics to undo this culture TF2 has had since the beginning. I can't help but feel this is a means to dismantle community figureheads that keep these ideals the TF2 community was practically founded upon. WAMO, I respect you as a human being, and I feel if I were to get to know you, we'd be good friends. But this dishonest behavior you've had for a while now is legitimately problematic for you and the TF2 community. As a final note, I will be using this post as a script for a video, especially if this post is covered up. Alright, so I know the last part kind of doesn't make sense, but I will be linking a re-upload of Mr. Mediocre's video about Team Fortress 2 and the TF2 grifters or posers that have been dismantling using subversive tactics to overthrow or dismantle the TF2's community, the culture behind it. And I feel that WAMO's virtue signaling and dog whistles he's been using for left-leaning people are exactly this. I do believe WAMO is a grifter or a poser. Alright? Now, I don't want to make this too entirely political, but I do believe that TF2's community should be protected, and that's the main reason why I'm making this video, is not for popularity reasons, it's not because I want to get popular off the shit, because I genuinely have no desire to get popular. I make YouTube videos as a hobby. I make them to feel somewhat productive. I make them so I don't hate myself. So I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing this for money. I can't make money off of this. I'm doing this for the sole purpose of the defense of TF2's community, as in keeping it intact as it was before these grifters got a hold of it. So, I'm making this to keep the community intact. I'm making this so that everyone's aware of the grifters. I'm making this so everyone is aware of how to spot a grifter, in short. Not to spot a grifter, that's Mr. Mediocre's job, but I'm bringing it to everybody's attention. I do believe WAMO used dog whistles in his video, as he often does anyways for left-leaning people. I do believe that WAMO was virtue signaling, as he often does anyways. I do believe that WAMO is a very hypocritical person. But ultimately, Zesty does have temperament issues, but whenever you have an escapism and people are harassing you in your form of escape, it takes a very big toll on your mental health. And I can totally see why Zesty gets more and more heated as time goes on, because more and more people are targeting him and stream sniping him and just ruining his fun with the game. That's not an excuse, but it's an explanation as to why Zesty has been getting more and more heated in his recent videos, his games, his Discord stall and all that. He's lashing out due to what he's experiencing. And I can relate. But ultimately, I think tonight's biggest loser is WAMO here, to be honest. I was going to go in my post that I made on the Steam forums using this and all that. But ultimately, it's all the same stuff. It's people saying that WAMO's virtue signaling. People saying one guy was repeating exactly what WAMO said because, wow, you're cool. You're cool, bro. But there was one people bringing up that Zesty's sniper video is completely reasonable. Some people saying that Zesty just sucks at the game and all that. It's just a bunch of cancer. I don't feel like reading that off, because ultimately it's just the same stuff I've already mentioned. But ultimately, that'll do it for this video. If you liked, thank you for watching. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you hate me or you hate what I've said and you think I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments below. Please have a lovely day.